Okay, it's August 2nd, 2023, and this is a update. I haven't done an update on the garden in a while. Of course, this year we've been battling a crazy heat wave, and I had the garden out in the open sun up until maybe 2 weeks ago, and everything was starting to dry out and get crunchy. Being that it's been so hot, it's hard to make keep retain water in the soil. So I went ahead and broke down and put my little 40% cover up, and everything turned green and happy, and it's starting to flower again. So if you want your garden to survive through this heat, I suggest you get 10 by 10 tent frames and 40% uh, cover there, sunblock, or 30%, and your garden will come back to life. Um, if I walk forward, the cantaloupes, they still been producing, and you can see they got plenty of yellow flowers. When it got really hot, the flowers stopped producing. So if the flowers don't produce, then you don't get any cantaloupes. And I've been picking cantaloupes last week and a half or two. Even with my purple hull peas, this batch here, I've been picking purple hull peas like crazy from, and it has the flower to become a purple hull pea. All right. I think I got one over here that's actually turned purple. It's a bunch up under there, but there's purple hulls turning purple, and there's another cantaloupe right there. Right, I just showed you this one. Look at here, this one right there. I think that one is ready to come off. Usually when it breaks away from the vine like it just did, and I didn't plan that, that means it's ready. And this one was hidden. So I'm gonna have to go through these bushes and see what I find. But yeah, it's not that well formed, but it's a cantaloupe, and that's due to the heat. So they say there's no such thing as global warming. There may be, but this heat will cause our vegetables to stop growing or producing flowers. And without flowers, there's no vegetables. These are my black-eyed peas, and they just started producing flowers again. And so it's a white flower, then it turns into that, it dries up, and then it turns into a black-eyed pea. I just actually picked a lot of these so to encourage more peas to grow. Black-eyed peas. They're California black-eyed cow peas. And my sunflower plants, you see how they were getting larger, and they were taller than the fence, and then they just bent over. I got a bunch of them though. If you look across there, there's two of them. I actually got one that got taller than the daggone tent. By the way, the cucumber plant produced, and I got hundreds of cucumbers so far this summer. But it had slowed down too due to the heat. And last year my cucumbers didn't slow down due to the heat, because the whole time we had heat wave, I had them up under the tent, so they were happy. These are purple hull peas that I just planted maybe 3-4 days ago, and they came up already. So purple hull peas put nitrogen back in the soil, so it replenishes your soil to grow something else. The spinach, those are explosive hot peppers. My all the squash that I was getting stopped, because the squash would grow maybe that big and then die out like that orange one down there, and never would get to size. Right here, there's a big old bush full of explosive not explosive hot peppers. They don't mind. They love the heat. And my oregano was a full bush, but I just moved it up under the tent, so it's going to come back. And my cayenne peppers, this one was looking like it was dying yesterday. The heat, that one there, if you notice, this one has no flowers on it. It was looking bad yesterday. I fed it, and it got water. And if you look at this one is healthy. It's the same plant, but you can see those little white things. That's going to be a cayenne pepper, and it has plenty of them. But it stopped producing flowers too because it was out in the heat. And all of that is basil. And you can't tell me they're not happy. Look at that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 basil bushes. And then I got some in grow bags. If you look over there, there's one over there. They're very happy by being in the shade. This is spinach. These are my trap plants. But we haven't, the bugs ain't that bad this year. Well, this one, you can obviously see there's bugs eating it. And I call it a trap plant because it attracts the bugs to it and keeps the bugs from the plants I don't want the bugs eating. Here's my parsley. It's trying to make a comeback too. My thyme. This one here only has one green area left. Right there. Because of the doggone heat. There's a spinach plant right here. Mixed in, you know, coming out. It's actually in the ground down there, but it's acting as a tractor. I still got chives growing, and I've been trying to grow those squashes out of a container there and there, but they haven't produced any flowers. They don't produce any flowers, they're not going to grow anything. And back here is all cantaloupe. And cantaloupe getting ready to go crazy again. Actually, the cantaloupe, the only thing that hasn't stopped producing. There's one right there, right in the middle there. And this is a mammoth. Those other sunflowers were mammoth also. But this guy was, as you can clearly see, 10 by 10 tent goes up to almost 12 feet. This thing was taller than that, but when that head got heavy, it started bending over. I'm gonna see if I see there's fruit down here. I can't even get over there. Let me go around the other way. We're gonna get a close-up of the head. Got some hay here. That's for when I start my new set of greens and broccoli and all that stuff. I usually put it on the soil, and it keeps the soil moisture, and it keeps the soil at a continuous temperature. You know, especially when it's starting to get cold. You know. Okay. Now I'm forgetting something. Let me go put down this cantaloupe in case I have to pick up another one. See, I already picked some of those black-eyed peas, but I've been saving them because I ain't grow a lot of them, so I've been saving them for seed. I've already cooked some. I didn't have many, so I had to mix them with the purple hulls because I got a whole bunch of purple hulls. This is a squash plant, and it ain't doing nothing. The sunflower. This one up under here. There's another one. So if I come under here, I got purple hulls growing everywhere. See that? They don't mind growing. These two bushes here are bell peppers. And actually, I finally got one to actually flower. So hopefully it starts flowering after being up. Look at that. Now let me go get my scissors. Hopefully it doesn't disappear. But I just spotted one of them daggone worms that will eat your whole plant up. They're called tobacco worms. And they get on your tomato plants or any plant. They'll strip the whole plant down before you get back home. You go to work, come back from work, your whole plant is stripped. And he's a big one. So if you haven't seen, this is the culprit that eats your stuff alive. See that sucker there? And he already done ate a couple of heads off, a couple of stems off of my plant. So he's pretty much trying to strip my plant down. This is what you do with them. Cut them in half. That's what you do. Cut them in half. Get them off your plant. Little his juice pop. No, that was water that popped on me. But anyway, get them off of there. There's a purple hole there that I missed. That needs to come out of there. Let me get that. That's a dried up one. Yes, sir. You got to be able to spot the monsters on your plants. And supposedly, that wasp that's landing over there, he's supposed to eat that guy. I have seen a wasp eat him before, but Obviously, he missed that one. That one, you know, I get they blend in with the bushes so well the wasp can't see them. Here's some more spinach that's growing and it's not being attacked, so it must be pretty strong. I had a cucumber plant here yesterday. It died, so I pulled it up. Here's the only bell pepper I have on this plant, and this container grew hundreds of bell peppers. So half of it done died already. The other half looks like it's trying to come back. You can see how green it is. Here goes some celery. I had a big old celery bush. I don't know if you go back and look at one of my other videos. That died. All the celery died. But it looks like it's making a comeback. So as I make my way through here, there was plenty of watermelon out here. Unfortunately, I picked that yesterday too. There's one left, and they stopped growing in size too. But even though they continue to get sweeter, I'm not sure if we can grow orange or red peppers down here because this has been growing for a while, and it produced peppers and then dropped them. This one only produced one red pepper and dropped it. So I don't think I tried last year to grow red peppers too, and it didn't work. So, but anyway, look at that mammoth. That sucker is big. Here go my hand. Look how big that daggone stalk is, and it goes all the way up. I had to move the tent out the way so it can grow. And there's the head. The head is huge. The head is actually huge. I don't know if you're getting a good shot at it. There's a bee actually stuck in it. See it right there? I don't get too close and make the bee mad. Let me see if I can come around here. That bee is in there working that head. See him? Look at that. Up close and personal. They don't care nothing about me watching them. So purple hull peas is everywhere. You know, they taste real good. So I grow the heck out of them in the summer. If don't nothing else want to grow, purple hull is gonna grow. Over here at leeks in here. So it's leeks and watermelons mixed. And here goes some basil. I need to get out here and cut these off. It's going to seed, but it hasn't gone to seed yet. So I'll come and I'll just snip all these tops off and make it keep growing. Smells strong too. Too bad you can't smell through the camera. That was the celery plant died, and I had two of them over here. They're actually gone. I don't know if I pulled them up or I just let them go back into the ground. I just walked into a spider web. I gotta get rid of that spider web. I hate when I walk into spider webs. I don't even want them in my garden. Last year I was leaving them in there thinking they were doing something, but they don't do nothing but just be in the way. There's a cantaloupe, baby cantaloupe in there. Look at that. That vine grew across there and dropped one in there. There's a cantaloupe down in there. I don't think it's ready. No. You know when it's ready, it'll turn yellow, but if you touch it, it'll just break right off the vine. So the cantaloupe's going crazy. They don't grow all across these baskets here. Just took over. Whatever was in here. Oh, I had peanuts in here, and they're choking them out. See, that's a peanut plant there, choking them out. Maybe I ought to move this basket and move it over up under the tent. I think I'm gonna do that later because it's choking them out. That's what I'm gonna do later when I come back out. There's a cantaloupe there. So there's cantaloupes everywhere. Look at that one there, little baby one. So it looks like through the heat wave, look at this. This is raggedy now. That was my best cucumber plant. It grew a lot of cucumbers, lots of cucumbers. And I know next year that I gotta have them up under the tent if I want them to keep producing through August. Because last year I grew cucumbers all the way to October, I think. So I know next season rather. Here's the backside. Oh, there's another watermelon out here. See it? It's little pigtail done dried up. They say wait for it to dry up, then it's ready. But I don't pulled a couple and the pigtail was dried up, but they weren't that sweet. So even if the pigtail is dry up, I just leave it for a while. I already see it has color loss, but I attribute that to that old hot sun shining on it. Here's the back side of that. If the sun ain't in your way, there's another sunflower. There's about 3 of them back here. Yep. I can hear the bees buzzing down here. They're looking for flowers. And there's plenty of flowers down here. And I didn't see these yesterday. So these flowers here will become watermelons if there's a watermelon on one of them. And mostly males. But there's a female hidden in there somewhere. I'm glad I seen that because I was thinking about just pulling this watermelon up because it wasn't flowering anymore. But there is actually sending up more flowers, so I'll be patient. Maybe we'll get to cool down in September, and I'll have we'll have a second springtime. But there you have it. My garden is doing what it can possibly do considering the heat we're having. See, I got spinach back here. So that spinach actually spread on its own. I didn't plant it. It literally, when I let it go to seed, I guess the wind started blowing the seeds across, and that spinach planted itself everywhere. So I would pull up where I didn't want it to be, but it's a good trap plant to keep the bugs. Then you don't have to use any pesticides on your garden. Look at that. There's a cantaloupe right there. And that's up on the trellis that I use for the cucumbers. There's a spinach right there. Look at that sucker. As tall as me. It's at least 4 feet. But see that right there? That's what it's going. That's where it's seeds. It's going to seed, and basically what it does, it'll blow them around and they'll spread and they'll stop popping up everywhere. But I don't think I want it to go to seed, and it's not being attacked by anything, so I'm gonna just break that off and throw it on the ground because I done saved plenty of seeds from this plant. But you want to get rid of all of them if you can. Stop it from growing. I should take that whole node away. Take that whole node away. You can literally cut every leaf off of this plant and cut the stalk all the way down in there, and it'll regrow leaves and start all over. It's a very durable plant. These squashes, I didn't like them. They're grilling squashes. I picked them at different phases, and they were just stupid hard. All right, so there you have it. Here goes some basil also in the middle. So all that and went trying to go to seed. I gotta come out here and snip all that. I will do all that later when it cools down. Yep. Oh, purple basil over here also. I let this go to seed because I wanted to try to grow more. So I'm letting that go to seed. And it's a whole bunch. See that? But haven't produced seeds yet. They're on their way. Once they produce seeds, I'm going to snip them. And it's supposed to be more purple than this. All the leaves supposed to be a dark purple. So they're not made. This stuff ain't good to grow in the summer neither. Because it just stopped. And here, these 3 baskets, I got potatoes on the way. I started some potatoes. And waiting on them to come up. I think those are going to be red potatoes, I think. Baby red potatoes, something like that. Anyway, if you notice one thing, I don't have any more tomato plants out here. Cherry tomatoes were over in that corner, and I basically just pulled all of it up. It was producing. The birds was coming to drink the fluid out of the cherry tomatoes and stuff, and you know it was overwhelming. I had too many tomatoes already. I was tired of picking cherry tomatoes, so I just pulled them. And all the other tomatoes, they just stopped doing anything. And if they did grow a tomato, they didn't continue growing it. It would stop at some phase, and then they would get stuck and stay green. Yep. So anyway, there you have it, and that's an update. August 2nd, 2023. Thanks for watching, like, and subscribe, and post any questions in the comment area. God bless.